Welcome to the Mean Green Show.
Every day, get down.
Welcome to the Mean Green Show.
Every day, get stronger.
Let's go. Welcome to the Mean Green Show.
Every day, get down.
What's up, freaking people? Welcome to the Mean Green Show.
What up, what up?
We got
What is
Alex on the
up?
mic, guys.
Hello.
We had to pay her, dog.
Stop. You
Alex,
paid me with the Chick-fil-A sandwich.
I did get a Chick-fil-A sandwich. She didn't want the fries.
Yeah.
So let's start off with the podcast today.
Uh-oh.
Asking Alex, why you didn't want the fries, Alex?
I know it's Thanksgiving. I drank a few glasses of wine
Okay.
this past weekend.
You a
Like,
wine drinker?
I am.
You
Now
don't-
I am.
That's
Okay.
interesting. Now? What do you mean now?
I didn't used to like wine.
Red or white?
Red.
How long
Okay.
did it take? Because I still
2
don't like wine.
years.
Oh, okay.
I think you just got to find like one you prefer.
Really?
Or
Okay.
you just say, hey, this tastes good, but it really doesn't.
We really did. We went to Napa, and I'm sitting there with all, the elegant-looking people, and everybody was just like, they tasting eating cheese. I was like, I don't like cheese. I don't like this. It was nice weather.
I don't like.
I don't like. You're right. Bringing it back. All right. So, hey, guys, welcome to the show. Today is a wild card show, right, Jared?
Yep.
Can you explain what a wild card show, just in case these the
So
first time?
today there's no actual topic that we sat down and talked about. We decided to ask you guys some questions, and that's the topic of today's episode. We're just going to free flow with the questions you have, conversation that it might spark, between us.
Yeah.
If any of us have questions for each other, this is a good episode to ask, and
I
that's
like
that.
How many questions did you get?
I got 5.
5.
Yep, 5 for us to answer today.
So I received 4. You think that's enough? Or do I go live for a little bit and see if anybody asks?
I say, I don't know. Let's see how long it takes.
Okay, let's do it.
It's a wild card.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. All right, let's start with you then. What's
Cool.
the first question that Jared received? So what we did, guys, we went to Instagram. Jared posted a selfie
Yeah.
of me and Jared. We had
At
just
brunch.
finished stuffing our face, and then we posted it, and then we got a response.
Yeah.
All right, what you got?
All right. So obviously we're getting close to the holidays. I have 5. I'm not gonna ask it in order that I got them. I'll just ask. So this is a good one that I've received from multiple people. Somebody is eating clean, working out consistently, but they just cannot seem to lose stubborn belly fat.
Okay.
What do they do?
Okay. Who's answering? Or all of us answer?
I think one person could take the lead and we can piggyback.
Okay. I'll start with it. I think stubborn belly fat is definitely nutrition. A lot of it. So you have basically 3 different body types. I think first and foremost, you got to figure out what body type you are, right? From someone that's more thin, then not as thin. Then you got to look at our age. What's your metabolism like? But if you really want to drop it, I would do 2 things. Like for real. If you really want to drop it, I would get a blood test, number 1. All right. I would see what's going on with your body, because a lot of times there are things that you're trying to outwork when you need supplementation and something else. So,
Yeah.
number 1, I would see what's going on in your blood, and you're healthy. I'm speaking that over your life. And number 2, I wouldn't talk to a nutrition coach or nutritionist, right? I'm not saying you have to book someone specifically and follow up with them every week, but maybe what you know now is not what you need to know. Maybe you need to know a little bit more. And it can be the most simplest thing. It can be dropping sweet tea from your daily intake. It can be something as simple as you're not eating enough. So I will look at those 2 simple components as we're leading up to the holiday season. What y'all think?
Following up, I really just like that, because the cool thing about where we're at now in the world is we have technology. So
Yeah,
like
that's
there's
true.
Yeah.
as much as we want to just sit back and say I've tried everything, the truth is you haven't.
Probably
Like,
haven't.
there's something out there that like you said, blood tests, you're able to see your enzyme levels and how your body reacts to certain foods, how you're like all of that kind of stuff, to actually determine what's keeping you from losing or what's helping you gain certain things like that. So I really like that.
That's real.
Yeah.
What you
I
got?
think maybe, and like as we age, like your body's just naturally changing. So what would have worked for you when you were 20 might
Yeah.
not work for you now that you're 30 or 40.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
just as your body changes, like your nutrition has to change, your
That's a good point.
Your lifestyle has to change, honestly.
Because I hear that a lot. Oh, I did this 8 years ago and it worked then.
Too
Right.
many times, yeah.
8 years ago is not now. Right? So I like that, Alex. And another thing I like to point out, so I've been vlogging my journey for the last, I'm at now about 45, 50 days. And I thought I was doing what I thought I was doing, if that makes sense. I thought I was eating enough. I thought I was eating enough protein. I thought I wasn't eating enough carbs or vice versa. So I found out when I actually tracked my food, I wasn't doing the right thing. And that made all the difference. So hopefully we answered. Hopefully it made sense. But we gave you 3 different perspectives.
Yeah. I also like that question because it pops off into our topic. It's preparing to win.
That's true.
So, you know, the only way that you're the most prepared to lose that is to be, like, to know exactly what it is you're doing. If you're not prepared, then you're preparing to lose.
I like that.
So.
I have a question for both of you.
Uh-oh.
Following up with this. So I'm glad Alex is here because she's the lady and you're the guy.
Oh.
He has better hair than you do.
I mean, his hair is gorgeous. I'm telling you guys, I'm waiting on the. We're gonna start in 2023. Our podcast intro is gonna be like a slow mo intro
hair
video.
flip.
Jerry flips, man,
Yes.
and then you're gonna see me looking sour.
Baywatch style.
So I'm curious on the response. So for both,
Okay.
why do I want to say men so bad? That's why I'm glad you're here, Alex. But why do people not want to go to the doctor to get like blood labs or blood tests done in a lab? Why? Do you have a challenge with that? Do you have a challenge with that?
I think sometimes people just don't want to see like the cold hard facts, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
and this is like even like outside the doctor. Like, I'll ask people like, "Hey, do you want to hop on an in-body?" Or I think it's time to take an in-body, and they're like, "No, I really don't want to know."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the hard facts.
Yeah, just hard facts. Like, you can't dispute the numbers or like the levels. So
Is it a thing? Is that true for you or
it could be.
it could
Yeah.
be? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. What about you? Because I thought it was like a guy macho. I just don't want to.
I was actually, she took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I was like, I literally think that's what it is. Because it was the same thing with COVID. Like, not even thinking about
That's true.
the health side of it. People were just like, I'm not sick. I don't have COVID.
I don't got COVID.
We think you should go get tested. No, I don't have COVID. And if I have it, I don't want to know. Like,
Right.
people just literally, like, they just don't want to face it. So when it comes to, like, going to a doctor to see, you know, again, enzyme levels, to know exactly, you know, what you can't eat or can't eat. Some people are like, man, I'd rather just be able to eat a donut.
Yeah.
But if, you know, your enzymes aren't able to take a donut, now you're saying, dang, I can't eat what I love.
I like
So
that.
you don't want to go to a doctor for them to cut some things out of your life that you love.
True.
So
But we want to win. You know, we want
Yeah.
results. So those type of things have to take place. It's funny. It's still funny. So Jared was at the crib training Tina, and I had an accident on the scooter. And I on purpose, I wanted to go around them to get into the house. But my little boys are outside playing, so they pulled up. Daddy foot, look at it. You know, so I was like, all right. So when they seen it, the first thing, obviously Tina didn't want to see it. So Jared, going back and forth, like if Jared say it, Tina believes it, right? Jared can be like, Chris, your shirt really yellow right now. And Tina be like, yeah, Chris, it's yellow. Right? So I didn't want to go to the doctor. So Jared's kind of like, you probably should go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Then the doctor that lived on the street was like, yeah, I probably would go to the doctor.
Yeah.
And then I didn't go that day. And one of the main reasons I went was because Key.
Yeah.
That night, Key seen a picture of it. You know, she's in the medical field. She's like, well, it reached the 3rd layer of skin. You probably. And I was like, I'm going to go in the morning. But the reason why I said that, I'm hopefully connecting with somebody that's hesitating to make that trip.
Yeah.
You know, grace of God, I didn't have an infection or a bone. I feel like something's going on, but I didn't have nothing fractured. But what happened if it was infected and a toe drop off, or I was trying to work out on a fractured foot?
Yeah.
You know, it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
So I want to encourage you, man. Alex, Jared, and myself said the same thing. There is a sense of hesitation sometimes when we don't want to go hear that hard fact. But how can we grow without knowing?
And I also want to get a little personal. Don't be selfish. Like, and I'm speaking to anybody out there, you know, myself included. But, you know, when things happen to you, personal situation I'm going through right now, something happened to somebody that is close to me, and it's a very scary situation.
Absolutely.
But they refuse to go to the doctor. Refuse. And, you know, I've had them on the phone, and they've said, you know, things, you know, doctor can't do S for me. And I'm like, well, I mean, the path you're going down right now is
It's not
even
the
worse.
best, yeah.
So, like, the impact that, that has on me feeling hopeless, helpless, like I can't do anything about it, that sucks.
Yeah.
So, like, for you guys, if you have anything going on or if there is a way that a doctor can help,
Yeah.
don't be stubborn. Like, don't take your health decline as it is what it is.
That's true.
Like, do something about it, not just for you, but for the people around you. Like, don't put people like in the position that I feel like I'm in. It would be very selfish of me to put my mom in that position or
Yeah,
my sisters in that
that's
position.
real.
Like, don't do that for your family.
That's real. I wonder. I don't know who asked the question, but I wonder. They were like, "Dog, I just wanted to know how to lose belly fat." I just wanted to learn how to do belly fat. Thanks, guys.
Wildcard, hey.
Wow, it's wild card week. So, all right, let's move forward to another one.
That's funny.
Do y'all want more of a fun question, or do y'all want more of the serious questions?
Let's go fun.
There we go.
All right, the fun one, and I can't tell you the name, right?
Nope.
All right, so they mentioned their name, so I'm not going to mention what they said. Who's going to answer it?
Dang, you're not even gonna ask first?
Yeah,
Either or.
it's a fun question. All right, so fun question I have is, is blank blank the best staff member at Mean Green? That's what it's kind of hard for me not to say the name.
Hold on. How are we supposed to answer the question? Did this person write this about themselves? Because I could see a handful of people here doing that. Legit.
I kind of have to say the question. All right, if you're in the chat box, man, give me a thumbs up if it's okay for me to say who it is. All right.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So maybe they didn't write this.
Maybe.
All right. But the question is, word for word, is Money Dame the best staff member ever?
Yes.
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 Money,
Yes, Dame, you are.
Money Dame, you are. Money Dame, you are. All right. Give me one reason why.
He just brings a light and
Yeah.
a joyfulness into the classes or wherever he is. Honestly, I'll be watching his IG stories and I'm like, you're literally the life of the party.
I
right
live
now.
through his IG
Yeah,
stories.
I'm like, I wish I could be so outgoing. Literally, don't care if you're the only person singing in the room, type of thing.
Yeah.
Um,
I live through his IG stories. Like, I feel like I'm there when I watch his IG stories. So
Yeah.
that's a funny one. All right, your go. Back to you.
Question?
Unless you want me to tackle another one.
No, I think we can. Oh, mine is serious. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Okay. Okay, I like this one. How do you stay focused when you've reached a milestone but still feel unsatisfied?
I got a good answer, but I'll let
That's
one of y'all
deep.
go first.
That's deep. First, I would say just celebrate and enjoy that you reached that milestone. Acknowledge all the hard work that you put in to get there.
Yeah.
And then I think set another realistic goal, maybe,
Yeah.
for yourself. Because I think with health and fitness, you're never really done.
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter on how healthy or how fit you are, there could always be another level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. What you think?
Me? Dang, I thought you was going. I was like, Chris.
I can go. If you want me to.
I can go. I think that when it comes to that unsatisfied feeling, that might be because your milestone wasn't necessarily high enough for you. If you're a person that likes to challenge yourself, then
I like that.
it has to be a challenge. If it's something like, oh, my goal is to lose 2 pounds in 2 weeks. If you're a person that likes to challenge yourself, that might be pretty easy. Maybe not. But so basically, let's say you've reached it, but you reached it in a week instead of 2, and you're like, dang,
Right.
probably could have done more than that. It's probably because you didn't challenge yourself enough. So I would definitely say that would be one thing. Make sure if you are unsatisfied, try to challenge yourself a little bit more when it comes to those goals. But also understand a milestone is just that, a milestone.
Yeah.
It's not your goal. It's a milestone. Excuse me. It's a milestone to the goal. So whatever your goal
that.
is, try to look at it as, okay, I'm 1 step closer. I'm 2 steps closer, 3 steps closer, whatever that is for you. So,
That's good.
and the truth is,
I like that.
you shouldn't be satisfied.
Yeah.
Because you haven't reached your goal yet.
Yeah.
So it's okay to be unsatisfied, and I guess that's another thing. Understand that's okay.
I love it.
So.
I love it. When I have the opportunity to teach workshops and seminars about setting goals, I love to use this metaphor, and I think I've done a blog over this as well. It's called "Don't Let Victory Defeat You." It's something that I took from a Batman movie. I have the opportunity to teach and encourage and empower people, but I love to teach and empower and challenge people at the same time with things that I naturally do. So I was watching the Batman movie. Is the bad guy name, is it Bane?
Yeah.
B-A-N-E, I think. So he's fighting Bane, and Batman comes out with all his little gadgets, off his belt. And all the things he used to do with the Penguin and the Riddler, it didn't work against Bane because the same victories he had in the past is not going to be the same way he found victory in the future. So, excuse my French, but he got his ass kicked, right? He started doing the same. I think he turned the lights off, and Bane was like, "You adopted the light, the darkness. I was more in it." So, I love the fact that Batman went back to the foundation and he found a way basically that was different to defeat him.
Yeah.
But we do the same thing with our own goals. Right, we achieve something. We hit a milestone. We think that's the way we're going to hit all our milestones. Oh, I got up early now. I'm going to get up early and hit the rest of my goals. No, now maybe you have to stay up later. Or maybe you can't do it all yourself. This is one thing I've learned. Personally, you can't do it all yourself. Sometimes you got to get like-minded people that's go-getters like you, right? Sometimes you got to eliminate certain things. Sometimes you got to close doors, open doors. So, again, just don't let your past victories be the thing that detour you from winning in the future.
That's good.
That's amazing.
Cool. Good stuff. Good question. I love it. All right, moving. Serious or funny?
What was that one?
You got another funny?
People.
Jared's is like all serious.
All serious. All serious. You just go funny.
That's how y'all think of me now. All right, I'm going to go with a very popular one, and I'll tell you why. The question is, what are you looking forward to the let me read it again because she's here. What are you looking forward to the most for MGT Gym? So this is by Alex. Alex didn't know she was going to be on the podcast, so she actually was a friend and went into the inbox. But in 2023, what are we looking forward to for the gyms? You want me to start? Since I guess it was – okay. I am looking forward to new systems. For the gym, we're going to be adding a different way for coaches to execute training. I'm really excited about that and giving our members a visual. I love the new look that we add into the north side, being able to because it's a metal warehouse building, so it gets cold. And our future, if everybody noticed the journey of Mean Green, we really are trying our best to navigate to more of a how can I word this without offending anybody? I can't. I'm going to offend somebody. I feel it. So CrossFit did an incredible job of bringing that tough sports brawl, take your shirt off, metal building, mismatching weights, right? Right now, that's not the direction we want to go. At some point, if they didn't do that, I don't know if Mean Green would have been able to open their first gym. So I give kudos to CrossFit, but that's not the direction we want to go. We want to go more straight lines, clean walls. So to be able to do that on the north side for them, even though they're in a metal building, to be able to see the crisp, blackout, and even though it's a metal building, to be able to control the climate because of the the insulation we added in, I'm excited for that. I can go on and on because I'm planning so much crap. Golly, so much stuff for Mean Green, but to shut me up, I would stick with those two and move it to Jared or Alex.
Alex?
Rolling out the new stuff for like the coaches, like you said, that I know the members are going to appreciate so much. And then always with the new year, like new year, new me, you get a whole new crowd of people that come in. So seeing like those people who were once like super timid, super shy newbies, like when we get a whole new crowd of newbies, they like kind of step up to the plate, and now you're like kind of the vet.
Word.
So that's it's cool to see other people step up.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. JG?
Yeah, I'm just primarily the people. I love that. So
yeah.
the new gym growth kind of mixing with the old. I know this year we had a really good year as far as gym numbers and growth are concerned. So
it's been a good year.
Yeah, just keeping that up. I'm just excited to see where we're headed. And like you said, the new look, kind of how uniform everything is becoming.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see it all in operation next year. So.
It's fun. It's from my perspective to see members get a new look and a new feel. That's going to be exciting. And then same thing for the coaches and team. And a lot of you know me personally. Some of you have no idea who I am, but I like to tell people what I do. Then part B of me, I like to know what I'm going to do, and I tell a few people what I'm going to do, and then we roll it out together. And then the other part of me, the team or you guys don't know what I'm doing, and then I like to roll that out. So just know those 3 parts are happening. We all know some of the transitions.
Yeah.
Some of the team know, and we're transitioning, and some of them don't have any idea what I'm working on. And I'm really excited to roll all that out. So I'm excited for 23.
Good.
Cool. Now they're like, dang, what are you doing? I don't know why I do stuff like that. And Jason in the back, he'll be like, so what you doing?
He'll just ask straight out, what are you doing?
That's fun. All right, y'all ready?
Let's get it.
Who is your role model when it comes to fitness?
Ooh, Gym Crush.
Dang.
That's a good one. Who's my role model? I got to think about that.
For real.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Take
You know,
it,
I
Jerry.
saw that question and I'm still like,
Yeah.
Mm.
role model.
Mm. Mm.
It is tough.
What is your, and why? I want to know why, too. Why they're your role model. I guess somebody has to answer this.
Somebody.
Okay, let me dive. Golly, I don't know. I think if I was to give you a person that's inspiring and I don't know them, I like Marcus Fully. Is it Fully? Fully?
Billy.
It's a guy that I follow on Instagram. He does an incredible job of being a pioneer in the fitness space. He's CrossFit background, collegiate athlete. I believe it was lacrosse or rugby. I think it was lacrosse. But pioneer from taking to be a professional athlete as a CrossFitter and then forge his way into fitness to combine bodybuilding movements, which is functional movements, with Olympic lifts, with tempo training, with stabilization, and creating an aesthetic look, but at the same time, it's functional where you can do it at your home or you can be crazy and have all these different fitness equipment. If I had to say I admire somebody from afar, I would go with him just because I love his approach on what fitness is.
Cool.
I love his approach on, obviously he looks like Jared, right? But at the same time, he's creating and changing thousands of lives based upon not what someone else is doing, but about the way he sees it. And I truly value people that take a mentality and make something out of it. So that'll be mine. Y'all turn.
That was good.
Are you looking for somebody?
I know. I was
I
like,
forgot his name, bro.
Oh, okay.
I forgot his name.
Shout out to Marcus.
I guess I can go. And I'll be kind of personal with it, I guess.
Absolutely.
Sure.
It's the Mean Green Show.
Probably my dad, because he wasn't always fit. And, like, you made a comment on him earlier, like, he's so fit or whatever. He wasn't always fit. So, like, he used to be, like, bigger, but not a lot of people know that.
I didn't.
So, like, to see how he was able to, like, kind of transform his body, and now at 50, like, he's still able to do, like, jujitsu, lifting, running, whatever he wants. It's like, dang, when I'm 50, I want to be able to
Absolutely.
do that, look like that. And so I think that's great.
So did he get you into fitness?
So I've kind of always been into fitness, but as far as, like, working out, kind of, like, the whole, like, gym aspect, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I wish mine was that cool. That's freaking awesome. That's freaking awesome. I love it.
Dang.
Garcia, what you thinking about, bro?
I don't know his name, but it's more so a mentality thing anyway. I don't know. It's this dude that runs miles and miles. He has the ugliest feet I've ever seen in my life.
You talking about what's his name? He wrote the book.
See, that's how I feel.
Was he?
He wrote the book, Navy guy or
Yeah.
Navy SEALs
Oh,
guy.
yeah. Goggins.
Goggins. Yeah,
Goggins.
Goggins. There you go.
There we go, Goggins. More so for mentality though. I don't know what the guy does outside of training his ass off
Yeah.
and not being stopped in whatever it is he does. So from a fitness perspective, like he does things that are just crazy to me. Like I'm not gonna like some of that stuff. I'm just not gonna do it. Like
Yeah.
the feet picture that I saw, disgusted. But for him to like put himself mentally in a state where literally, I think his goal in life is to be the most tough,
It's unreal.
bad guy human that to ever walk this planet.
Embrace this up.
Yeah, and to see him basically embrace every bit of that, I think is crazy to me because though I'm not that extreme with it, it does have me sit down, and think like, well, why the hell not?
Yeah.
Like if he can put his body through that, why can't you? I'm not physically incapable of doing that. It's literally just a mind thing.
Yeah.
And you're just thinking about stuff like that. I try to use that in everyday life as well. So even, thinking about challenges. So obviously as an entrepreneur, you got to have a very tough, strong mindset. So when it comes like looking at, the owner of any global gym we might see, how did they get that started? And why can't we do the same thing? Like, they're no better than me.
Absolutely.
And that's the way I feel like he approaches it. Like, I'm a bad A. You're no better than me. If you can run 14 miles, I can run 14 miles with a 25-pound wall ball. Let's get it.
With no shoes.
With no shoes. And, like, that's how he approaches it. And basically, like, he'll look at you.
Yeah.
Stop me. You're going to have to outwork me. Stop me. So to be able to, I want to take that into, not only fitness, but
Life.
life, entrepreneurship. Like that. For me, that's a role model.
I love
Outside of what my obvious answer would have been, which would have been you. So.
That's so cute.
I know, right?
Why he keep doing that?
You're my big bro.
I heard about that guy through Charlie. That's when I first Charlie told me to read the book, and I still have it on the to-do list. But unbelievable mentality. And I don't want to say a name because there's too many names to name, but I do want to talk to the person that knows who I'm talking to. You go to Mean Green, and you are so positive every time I see you. You take your spot. I can ask you and give you a hug. How's your day? And you be like, I'm ready to work out. You're going to come across the room to give me a fist bump or a hug. Or when I see you at the gym, you go out your way to speak. No matter what the workout is, you're prepped, you're ready. Even during the workout, when you see your boy C Green struggling, you come tell me that you can do it, or come on, man, keep running. So I love that about that person, and it really inspires me. So that's another gym crush, is the person that encouraged me every single time. That's why I do group training.
Love it.
All right, you want to move forward?
good.
That was a good one. We got some good questions. Next question that I have. How do you handle physical fatigue? It's a good one. It's a good one.
Physical fatigue.
Are we talking like just in general, or like working out, both?
I think they didn't say. I would say let's tackle both. Because I can see people dealing with working out and being fatigued, but also working out. Maybe it's the first time they are working out and they don't understand why they're sleepy during the day. Or it can obviously be lined up with food as well.
Yeah.
So let's start with physical. What you got, Alex? Throw it to the wolves. Throw it to the wolves. It's your mom. I gotta get her on the podcast.
It's your mom.
Yes.
Not that. That's
my
mom.
Hold on, guys.
gosh.
We're gonna come back.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, mom.
Right there.
Okay, I'm gonna go get a hug.
Oh,
All right.
Is that okay?
All right.
yeah.
Alex still has to answer the question. So, how do you deal with physical fatigue?
Physical fatigue? I'm a coffee drinker.
Okay.
So sometimes with coffee, sometimes with just honestly slowing down just a little bit.
Okay.
But, oh my God, we have to cut this part.
Is the Alex sister?
I missed the whole question.
How
But
do you
I'm
deal
back.
with physical fatigue?
Physical fatigue.
Yeah.
Did you answer it, Alex?
I was going to, and then Jason pops out.
Oh, then Jason. Okay, go ahead.
I
And
think
Dad.
sometimes it just depends on what your day kind of looks like.
Yeah.
So if you're super busy, sometimes it's just one of those things that you really just have to push through and
Yeah.
put the physical, like being tired, to the side.
Absolutely.
But then sometimes you kind of just have to listen to your body, like, hey, maybe slow down today, or hey, maybe take some stuff off your plate. So I
That's
think
real.
it just kind of depends. That's for me personally.
I like it. What you got, Jay? You need to go?
I would say.
She better than me.
I would say
Okay.
very
My dad
similar.
come, I'll be like, Daddy.
Oh man. I would say very similar as far as the physical fatigue. I'm thinking more in terms of working out. That physical fatigue that'll come on. If you don't have any health problems that are causing you to be more tired, more fatigued, then honestly, I definitely like your diet, your nutrition is a big thing to take into consideration. So for me, like if I am physically fatigued during a workout, I don't have the strength, I don't have the energy, I know I probably don't have enough fuel in my body to get me through that workout, which is why I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm so fatigued. So as far as dealing with that is concerned, obviously making sure I'm nourished. And I think a lot of people that do come into workouts and don't have the energy to finish, that's one of the things that we miss. Like, you probably didn't eat enough today.
Absolutely.
So that would be a big way to deal with that physical fatigue.
Well said. And to add in, and I agree with every single one of you, and to add in, when I have the opportunity to make the workouts, right, one thing I really look at is part of our core 4, breathing, is a way that you increase your stamina when you're working out, understanding how to breathe, when to breathe. Also, when it comes to your tempo when you're lifting, right, if it's a tempo training style movement and you're just holding your breath and you're going up a second, down a second, then, yeah, you will fatigue faster than you should fatigue. So to give you a great example would be when you're running, for example. Y'all out? Good seeing you guys. When you're running a sprint, you know, you're more when you're running because it's a sprint that you're going to be done probably in about 4 to 8 seconds, right? But you can't run a 3-mile run and expect to do that same breathing technique and not fatigue, right? So then you're starting with your inhale, controlling your breathing, slowly exhaling because you have a longer distance to run. So, again, we're just trying to give you different perspectives on how to overcome fatigue during the workout, right? Let's snake it back around and talk about how and what can cause fatigue outside of the workout. Not two, since it's not 3 of us. I had 2 I was going to say. But sleep. Sleep is a big one for me. Yesterday I went to sleep pretty early. I went to sleep about 12 o'clock. It's early for me. And the boys are out of school. So I was able to, I want one of those. Man, you lucky girl.
It was an extra one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man. So I went to sleep at 12. The boys are out of school this week for Thanksgiving, and I think I slept till like 8:15. So like that was freaking awesome today. But I feel refreshed. I did a lot today, but yeah, that's me. Sleep.
That's good.
Honestly, that's my number one. Sleep is definitely the key factor to me feeling fatigued or not. Man. He put me on the spot on this.
I love doing that.
That was my number one. But I think as far as fatigue is concerned, I kind of want to hop off the nutrition thing, even though that is.
Because that was my number one.
Yeah. So nutrition is obviously big, but
I think stress, honestly.
Oh, go on.
Stress.
What I was thinking mental. She said it.
Yeah,
so.
like I feel like at least for me personally, like when I'm not as stressed, like my workouts just kind of like seamlessly flow that much better together versus like when I am stressed, I feel like, yes, I could give a lot in the workout, but I just don't feel as clear after, if that makes sense.
I love that. I would love to do an episode on stress.
Yeah. Because stress is
Period.
legit a real thing.
Oh, it's real. It's real. But it would definitely take a whole episode to break down my thoughts on stress. But hopefully that helped. Okay, great question. What you got? You got one?
Good. I was thinking in terms of nutrition, but I've actually noticed one thing for me personally has been making sure I have all of my like vitamins in me.
That's good.
Making sure we've had this conversation before where we have gaps in our nutritional value. So closing those gaps sometimes actually makes me feel a little bit more energized and knock some of that fatigue out. So it's not just eating breakfast and it's not just eating lunch, eating dinner, eating your snacks. It's actually making sure you have hit your levels of vitamin B, vitamin E, whatever, all of their vitamin levels. So that's actually something that's helped me as well. So.
I love
That's
it.
good.
Well, we might as well. Sorry, I got text. You might as well go into an answer that I got for our question, but this actually came to my inbox.
Oh.
All right, so where we at? Supplements, please. Just because you said it, right? I was like, let's go ahead and go to this one. Also breaking down macros for people who might be new to fitness. Let me know or let them know carbs are okay. LOL.
I love that.
All right, that's great. All right, who goes first, second, third? This one's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. I just did this with Erica. Just did it.
ED, what up, girl? Sunshine.
Just did it. So it was cool, the breakdown of it all. But not only are carbs okay, carbs are necessary.
Absolutely.
So
and why?
It's your first burning source. It's the first thing you burn when
That's how you get your fuel.
Yeah, when you wake up, you move. When you come in here, you work out. You're burning carbs immediately. That's the first thing you burn.
So if they don't have carbs, what happened? What's the second source?
Second source is, I was about to say something different. Definitely protein.
Fats.
Fats, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Protein, fats. There you go.
So when somebody goes to fats, right, you run out of carbs, and then your fats are low. Because if you look at your macros, and we can make an idea of how much it is, but you don't have as much fats to eat than you do carbohydrates. So if you don't have no carbohydrates, and then you're not intaking that much fats, then you're trying to tear up your protein, but your protein's not made to give you fuel necessarily. It's more to replenish for your muscle, right? So now what happens? You know? Exactly. Think of that. Think of that. You know what exactly the look that Alex just gave you guys and the sound that me and Jared created? Your body don't know either.
Yeah.
So that's when headaches take place. That's when what do they call it? Fever blisters and just little things you like, wow, my skin look different. Like all these things take place, and it's because of the nutrients of your body. So you need energy. And then you want to work out? And then you want to go to Mean Green? And then you want to train with Jared? Oh, you tripping.
Yeah.
So, carbohydrates. I'm sorry.
No,
You were there.
No, that was good. Good hit on it.
I feel like your body just kind of starts working against itself versus like for what it was kind of created for. Like you said, your body naturally needs that carb source. Like if you're coming in here, like you shouldn't be trying to be on such a strict carb intake because it's like you're not going to be able to perform like you want to perform.
Absolutely.
And your body's not going to be able to do what it's naturally meant to do
Absolutely.
in the gym.
Well said.
Because I had
Well said.
somebody come up to me recently and they were like, I only had X amount of carbs today. And I was like, yo, like that's not the goal, to be honest. And I think it's just kind of a fitness thing. And speaking like for the ladies, like it's always like, oh, we have to be on such a low carb intake. And it's like, no, actually, like if you're putting the work in the gym, like give your body the fuel so it can do what it's supposed to do.
Absolutely.
I love that.
It's two movies that come to my mind when you talk about carbs. The first one is Grown Up. Oh, yeah. What is it? Step Brothers. And the second one is it Dodgeball? Yeah, Dodgeball. When he lifts up his shirt and he's like, I ain't ate a carb in 3 years and stuff like that. Or after, they lost the dodgeball, he's eating all his bread because he said he hadn't ate a carb in so long.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because, Game Breaker, I think it was a documentary on Netflix, and it was talking more about vegans, but it talked in depth about how we're programmed at such a young age. The hungry man, men eat meat. Like it programs you from such a young age. So now so many of us are programmed from social media, from radio, from movies, from other people's opinion. And again, like Alex just said, why do you have to be on a low carb diet, but your butt want to run 3 miles in the morning and then go to a gym in the evening and then you work on your feet all day? How in the world can you possibly not break?
Yeah.
And we just have to be aware of things that we hear and the source of where you're hearing it from.
Yeah.
Sure.
If Jared walking around looking like Jared and able to move the way he moves, if Alex walks around looking like Alex and she moves the way that she moves, and they say, hey, they don't eat carbs, I would be like, okay, let's entertain the conversation. Yeah. But if someone that look like these two and they move like these two and they saying that you need carbohydrates, you got to check your source. So, yeah, I'm real big on eating.
I want to do something here right now that I'm going to do a lot more of next year. I've challenged myself. And it's mainly because I've talked to somebody just like we just talked right now, and they acted like they knew exactly what I was talking about.
Uh-oh.
And then the question after that was, what's a macro?
Oh, okay. Fair.
So
Fair.
just to break down for you guys, not obviously everything we said, maybe after listening to this, you could play it back and it makes more sense. Macros, you have your proteins, you have your carbohydrates, and you have your fats, right? Whenever somebody gives you a calorie number, so let's say 1,200. Let's just say that's your all right, let me break down two different numbers. I'm going to take it back. We wake up, we go to sleep. When we do that, we have what's called our basal metabolic rate, our BMR, right? So whether if you do nothing in the day, you wake up, you go to sleep, your body naturally is going to burn, let's just throw a number out there, let's say 1,500. Your body is naturally going to burn 1,500 calories because that's your basal metabolic rate, 1,500, right? If you are trying to lose weight, you have to be at a deficit. What we mean by that is you have to consume less calories than your body burns. So if it's 1,500, that's what your body naturally burns. If you're not working out or adding any calories to that number, what's the equation? You have to be at a deficit of 500 every day for a week in order for you to lose 1 pound.
3,500.
So let's just throw those numbers out there. So if your BMR that we talked about is 1,500 and you have to be at a deficit of 500, that means you can only consume 1,000 calories without you working out. Yeah, this is not realistic numbers. It's just I'm just throwing numbers out there for you guys. Yeah. So the way macros work, you have your proteins, you have your fats, and you have your carbs. So a protein. Now I'm going to transition this into calories for you guys. 1 gram of protein and 1 gram of carbs equals 4 calories. 1 gram of fats equals 9 calories. So when we start adding these numbers up, it's kind of like a sliding scale to determine how many grams you should be eating of proteins, fats, and carbs to equal out to 1,000 calories. If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
So when we break down macros, that's what we mean as far as eating enough carbs, not as many fats, enough protein. It's kind of like a sliding scale with those grams to get to that protein number or to get to that number for you guys. So
I'm gonna cut me and Alex out the video on that part.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna post it.
Okay.
I'm gonna post it on every page that I have.
That's good.
That was really good. And the reason why I want people to know why that's so good is because some of us are eating based upon, again, what you heard, calories. Chris, I'm eating 3,000 calories and burning 4,000. Yeah, but what's within that calories? You can freaking eat popcorn until you get to a certain amount of calorie, but that don't mean you're eating the right thing. So Jared, to break down that sliding scale of what they're intaking, I think that was well said. So supplements was the second part of her question. This one's interesting because when I first got in the fitness space, I was like, I don't do supplements.
Yeah.
I'm just natural. And then after about 3-4 years, the guy that TJ, I still remember his name, the guy that started training with me, we both were skinny, but his skinny started looking a little different because he wasn't skinny no more. But I was slim. I wasn't skinny no more. At least I got the slim, but he was thick.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that I was doing the wrong thing. We did the same workouts, actually. It was just that the things that I was lacking, he was getting in supplements. Because the training schedule, especially for a person that only did personal training 12 to 16 hours a day, we don't have time to do all those things. The MyFit Foods and all those food prep companies, in 2007, that wasn't around. So, it was more difficult. But he really executed the intake of protein very well and some other things. Yeah. They were legal, if y'all were thinking that. So what I'm getting to now is supplements. Yeah. You don't need supplements. You don't need supplements. However, if you're lacking something within the macros that we're just talking about, boom, that helps. True. And one of mine that I take more than others is protein, right? I can actually pull up my numbers on how much protein I need to eat a day. It's a lot. Yeah. And sometimes I can't eat that much. Like literally, that's a word. Literally, it's hard for me to eat that much. Yeah. So I have to drink that much, right? So on a daily basis, if you look at my numbers today, Jared, how much protein do I have to take today?
220 grams.
That's a lot of grams, dog. Yeah. That's a lot of grams. But it's not as much with my breakfast, lunch, and dinner if I drink a shake in the morning and a shake after I finish working out. Yeah. Or water in my protein. So supplements are designed to do that, to supplement where you're struggling at. Yeah.
Right. Supplement, also add some convenience. Think of supplements as meal prep. You don't need meal prep.
That's it.
It's convenient and it helps. Yeah. So that's kind of the way I look at that.
Yeah. Well said.
Another tip I would give is to, like, I do, believe we know about supplements. Obviously, you talked about it a little bit. I'm gonna give a shout out to a guy.
Shout out.
He probably won't ever hear this, but that's okay. I went to Total Nutrition in Midtown. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. Is it Total? Yeah. Oh, okay. I know protein, so I went in there. I was looking at the proteins, and I was about to pick one out. He came and started talking to me, and this man sat and talked to me for an hour. About protein, about creatine, about the complex carbs they have in there, and he just gave me an entire spiel on it. And me, I knew a lot, but he was saying some things that I didn't know.
That's awesome.
And being a sponge, I
Cool.
just sat back and listened.
Just listen.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I really would say, find knowledge like that.
Yeah.
When it comes to supplements, because there are a lot of bad ones out there. I'm not about to sit here and tell you I'm an expert on supplements, because I'm not.
I'm not either.
I'm just not.
I'm not either.
But there are people out there. You can go in those stores, buy or not buy, and
break it down.
It
Depending
depends
on who you got.
Yeah, it depends on who you go to. But like I said, I went to Drew, Midtown.
Shout out to Drew.
Total Nutrition. Great knowledge, and literally, one of the most interesting things he said to me in there, though he was, just trying to show me different things, he was like, there's literally nothing in this store is proven to work except this. And he pointed to creatine. He was like, this is the only thing that is scientifically proven to actually work. Everything else.
Let's do this real quick. This is such a good show. It's a really good show. Let's talk about creatine, because it's such a negative, especially with women. And I can ask you, because it's so cool to have a lady on the show, because I don't want to say that no more. And then all the ladies be like, shut up, Chris, you don't know what you're talking about. But from what I've heard in the response of creatine, especially from ladies, it's like a no, I can't touch that. What, Alex, yes or no? Is creatine, when you hear that, does it sound intimidating to you?
It can.
It can.
Like, especially if you're hearing it for the first time.
Yeah.
Definitely. But I think once you do your research and, people, I know a girl who takes creatine. Like, she doesn't look like super, super jacked like bodybuilder. Like, she has a normal build. Like, she looks good. So it's like, dang. Okay, so that's what happens when you take creatine. Like, you're not going to get super, bulky.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, because that's the thing with people. Creatine. So it's funny, because we put our supplement order in, and someone asked me what I was taking. It's like, hey man, look like you didn't thicken up. I was like, yeah, thank you. But one of the things I've been taking is creatine. And it was like, well, why is it a lie? And I was like, no, actually just one little scoop, put it in your water, and I drink it. And she was like, well, do I need it? And I was like, well, don't order it now. And I didn't want her to order anything she didn't know about.
Yeah.
Right. And the first thing I tell a lot of people is water. Right. You cannot. I recommend that you drink plenty of water when you are taking creatine. I like the way, I think we talked about this off the mic, and you had a good breakdown of it. Do you remember
About creatine?
That means we just talk too much.
Yeah, I do remember saying the way that it does work within your muscles. It dries them out.
Yeah.
So it'll dry your muscles out. So if you're not accustomed to cramping, which I'm very accustomed to, your muscles will lock up on you if you don't have enough hydration. So it's super important. Like the nighttime Charlie horses and all of that kind of stuff. Like if you're not drinking water as you're taking creatine, because it is working throughout your muscles and drying them out, it's important to hydrate.
Yeah, you just think of grass. That's the way
That's good.
that's the way I think of it, right? If I don't care what kind of grass you put in front of your lawn or your house, you can lay that thing out. But what happens if you never, ever, ever, ever put water in it? It's gonna dry out.
Yeah, it dries
Right.
out, crumbles up.
Yeah, I don't care what fertilizer you put over there. It's not going to work. So again, you're the grass. You can buy the most premium fertilizer at Home Depot.
Not
But if
gonna
you
work.
don't put the water, you can't just say, oh, I put water on Monday. I water my grass Monday. No, man. You got to water that thing. Most people water their grass every day. You got to water that thing pretty much every single day. Same thing with your body. I'm a firm believer, just easy math. Drink half of your body weight in ounces.
Yep.
And that'll put you in a good predicament. So creatine is not a bad thing is what we're getting to. Personally, I take creatine. I take protein every day. I take BCAAs. I take creatine every day I work out. I take BCAAs every day I work out. I drink protein every day just because I get on the move, and I sometimes use it as a meal replacement.
Okay.
We are an ambassador of a company, and if I go to that website and try to break down right now, every single supplement will be here for the next 4 hours, right? And then
It's on there, though.
right,
They have a lot.
80% of it I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
So just to be honest, so I kind of stick to the 20% that I do know. But again, I know. Thank you for asking. I think this is just a show potentially where we have to break down, maybe get some samples and then lay them out and then yay, nay in response. But great question.
Alex, do you take anything?
I take protein and then BCAAs.
And that bar.
The bar is good.
That bar you gave me,
The
though.
bar is so good.
What's the bar?
I don't even know. I texted. I didn't even order it.
It's called Barbell.
Barbell.
Barbell protein bars.
Dog, that
But
bar.
like just like them, like we have like busy lifestyles. So like a protein shake, a protein bar. Like I know those majority of the days. Like that's what I'm doing.
Yep.
For sure. Like non-negotiables.
Yeah. I'm gonna order one. I'm ordering a box.
Trader Joe's.
You get. Oh, so I can't order it online. See, I'm in
You
trouble.
can, but they're cheaper at Trader Joe's.
I don't even care.
Yeah.
Some things are good. All right, guys. Let's get through these next 3 in the next 10 minutes. You got a question, Jay? There's some great questions, guys. I'm glad I didn't go live because we wouldn't have been able to answer them all.
I do want to hit on this one.
What you got?
And maybe I need to hit it a little bit more, but I have had about 6, 7 people that I worked with. Arthritis.
Okay.
A lot of women. Are there exercises that they can do to build legs and butt that aren't so painful with them dealing with arthritis?
Good one. I like that. That's a good question.
I would say to start this one, you kind of have to reshape your mindset. There are so many videos and like hopping on Instagram, seeing different workout routines and all of that kind of stuff that are sexy that you're doing to build your quads or build your glutes, and you want to mimic them, right? But you kind of got to understand with something degenerative like arthritis, I kind of put myself back in the football perspective for me. Like, I had to work a little bit harder to get the results that people had. I had to go to physical therapy. I had to do certain things that they weren't doing. They were just able to, go run a couple sprints and be in shape to get on the field. I had to do extra. I couldn't just do those sprints. So when it comes to building, you guys got to understand, like, yeah, cool. They're doing drop squats and pulsing squats and box jumps and lunge jumps and XYZ. You can't do that. You just can't. So you kind of got to, again, reshape your mindset and understand that there are things you can do. So with arthritis, like, you have to reduce the impact you're putting on your knees. That's not saying you can't get it done. You just have to reduce the impact. So a leg press machine, working banded exercises, a lot of the stuff on the floor.
Absolutely.
So, like, you'll see people doing those videos, but you got to understand it can still be done. It just has to be done your way.
Yeah.
So
I think that's good.
I have a lot of thoughts on that one. The Genius Bar is way smarter than me at Apple. Did y'all know that? The Genius Bars, they're good.
Yeah.
Like, they have me going places in my phone I didn't even know was there, right?
Yeah.
And then when I take it to Harvard, they a little bit better than me, but sometimes I get in trouble. And then if I go to YouTube, depending on the person that I'm following on YouTube, may give me the right answer, but they may not. It's cool to have Alex and Jared to the right of me. They work with me a lot. I'm real big. I will spend money for a faster resort, right? I'd rather talk to someone that know it before I go to 10 different people to try to figure it out on my own. When it comes to arthritis, if you want to save time, bro, if you want to save time, sis, if you want to save money, bro, if you want to save money, sis, go to a specialist. Mm-hmm. I know I can nibble here and there. I can make a phone call, but I don't wake up the way that I wake up to grow mean green. I don't wake up that way to figure out the challenges that people have with arthritis. Mm-hmm. So for me, for example, I know Alex and Jared. I know they love me. I know they do anything for me, but I know they're not back specialists, right? I can go to both of them. They can give me some, hey, do this and do that, but I will go spend more money to go to someone that's considered the best in the city at the challenges that I have. They will prescribe and get me prepared to do the movements that I want to do, and sometimes I have to do things prior to class, after class, on Sundays, and it won't be in the hour of the class that I love working out in, but the reason why I feel like I found success in the challenge that I had in my back is because I went to the specialist. So the YouTube, the Instagram, the TikTok videos, what Uncle Bobo and Cousin Susu said they did, like, yeah, we may get there, but if you want to save time and you want to save money, my recommendation is go to a specialist. Let them look. Let them, the things that they spent years and thousands of X amount of dollars to learn, let them get you to where you need to be. Absolutely. And I believe you'll save a lot of time and a lot of money.
Absolutely.
Real? Cool. Is that the last question?
Yeah.
All right, my last one. It's not really a question. It's more of a recommendation.
Okay.
So maybe we can do this for another wild card.
Okay.
I'm gonna say his name or her name, his name, she, he, be, whatever. Right. Potentially bringing a beast of the month, or they were saying they was the beast of the month. One or the other. I'm gonna say the name that he said. He said William or a random member to talk about gym life balance and etc. So, man, I'm gonna say your name. I think that would be great to bring. We actually tried to bring Will on. We just schedules didn't match. And congrats again on the academy.
Absolutely.
But I would love to. The reason why I'm intrigued to bring in someone else besides a member is because they look at us like we're supposed to have work-life balance. Oh, Chris, you did make a great example, but you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
I would love for them to see people across or next to them in the class to see what they do.
Yeah.
We used to do something called, I know Jared wasn't here. I don't know if Alex was here. Alex, were you here when we used to do, I can't think of it, Let's Grow Up?
I think I was here one time.
One time was
At
at the
the old gym.
Mosaic or at the old gym. Oh,
Yeah.
that wasn't the best one. So I used to rent a venue out, and everybody would bring a sample. So at that time, we had like 14 boot camp locations for the gyms was there, and everybody from every boot camp that would attend would bring their own recipe that was healthy with the nutrition facts. So say you have a room and it's 200 different things there, and it was basically a big meet and greet. But you were able to say, oh, this is what you eat. This is how you mix it up. Oh, that's what you be doing. I see a six-pack. And it was just a great way. I think we as a people are inspired by other people's success stories.
Great.
And when I say inspire, it's not just fitness. Like I can look and see things from people that are doing things for, I don't know. I just listened to a great podcast talking about the Rockefeller format of how you set up the generation after the next with trust. And then you basically build compound interest for your family. Like I was intrigued by it, but I learned that through that person and it inspired me. So I would love to do what you said, get people on this platform, potentially more so in 23, highlight them for you guys to see here. Maybe we can do a little small panel. Can we do that many people on a podcast? I've done it with 8 people. That's the most people I've ever had on a podcast.
How'd it go?
I'm going to launch it Thursday.
Okay, I guess we'll see Thursday.
It's tough because like you typically have a host. Like say I'm the host. I'm wordy, right? But you can't have a lot of wordy people with 8 people on there. So, but at the same time, you want to hear inspiring stories.
Yeah.
So you don't want Jared to say something for 3 words, right?
Yeah.
So that didn't make sense. You want Jared to say something for 3 words. But
I think it was cool when y'all brought Erica and Wes on.
it wasn't too much.
No, it was good.
All right.
I think people like hearing, like you said, people like hearing from their peers.
I do.
Like, I feel like they're going to talk amongst each other than they might, like, a coach. Because, like, the coaches all over, like, before, after class. But they have their group.
Absolutely.
So
We can do that.
Y'all-
Consider it done.
Y'all start getting off at 12, 1 o'clock on a Monday.
Yeah. Who got those hours? That's all my questions.
I would say this is Thanksgiving week. This is our wild card.
It
Next
is.
week we start a new segment in the series, preparing to win. But we got lucky and got a guest this time.
We did.
And last week we talked about what we were thankful for.
And she wasn't
So-
here.
Alex
You're
wasn't
so
here.
nice.
So
You're so nice.
And because I love Alex, we're gonna give her like 12 seconds to think of something.
There we go.
Okay,
There we go.
So
And as
nice,
she's
so nice.
thinking and processing,
So nice.
I'm gonna tell you. See how I'm taking these big deep breaths to give her extra time.
So what I'm gonna tell you is
You guys were incredible for your response. I would say that's probably we've done a lot of podcasts this year and just in the past 8 years when we started this. The response was unbelievable. I think it was one of the top 10 podcasts I've ever been a part of. There were so many people we were able to give love to.
Yeah.
I think every single one of them heard them.
Every
I
single
had my
person.
brother text me and Jared, like, I love you, man. I was like,
Every single
That's
person,
great.
man.
even the people that, this was cool for me, even the people that wasn't worded by names, so many of them inboxed me like, dude, that was awesome. And like, I kind of want to just make a weekly podcast and just do shout outs because of the response. But what I'm getting to
great.
is thank you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, Alex, you got something?
Grateful for, I think I'm just grateful for opportunities this year. Big life changes. So just grateful for opportunities from members telling me, yeah, you can do it.
Absolutely.
Or like you giving me the opportunity, or like my family supporting me, like, oh yeah, why not?
Absolutely.
So I think I'm just grateful for opportunities that allowed me to make some changes
Yeah.
this year,
Good year for you.
Yeah.
You know, good year for the whole team.
for sure.
Again, I'm grateful, man.
Same.
I'm at a place of gratefulness. Thank you guys. Cool.
Yes.
Well,
sir.
Jay, you the man in the middle. Is there anything else?
I think that's it.
That's it.
There we
We
go.
can close this one out.
All right. Well, we'll close it out with this, guys. Depending on where you're watching or seeing or hearing this, we love your feedback. If you're on YouTube, make sure you give us that thumb up button, comment down below. It really helps us. It gets us to let this platform be a word and a vision for people to be inspired. So subscribe if you haven't. For those that are listening on Google, Spotify, Apple, 5-star reviews and telling the truth how awesome this show is would be great.
Yeah.
Look out for our Thanksgiving schedule. If you're watching this or hearing this before Thanksgiving,
Yep.
we have a Thanksgiving schedule for our boot camps and gym. The one service that doesn't stop is obviously online training. So if you
Yes,
haven't
sir.
checked it out, you can always check that out. But other than that, man, I love you guys. We love you guys.
For sure.
Jared, Alex, thank you for being on. Alex,
Absolutely.
anytime you want to be on.
Anytime you want.
So this is the thing, guys. A lot of
Anytime.
times we be on the show, and Alex sometimes be in the background, y'all. So
Hey.
On the computer.
maybe when y'all see her, be like, Alex, you were so great
my
on the
gosh.
show, you know. But hey, man, we're out.
Yeah.
Y'all take
Bye.
care.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.